Hello and welcome back to another video. In this video, I wanted to talk about metaphysical desires and how these desires are developed in a mind and how they evolve over time and lead us into false ideas about desires and about the world in general. Now, it's important to understand how metaphysical desires are created and how they are generated. Now, they are usually generated by the society, and I also wanted to touch upon the topic of movies in this video, in this particular video, because movies are um, are the source of metaphysical desires and how the society conditions you to uh, believe that certain things or certain actions that are achieved in the world can lead you towards satisfaction. Now, it's important to look at the dynamics of how you are watching a movie. Now, we have to agree that when we are watching a movie, we are putting ourselves in the shoes of the protagonist. Obviously, we're watching a movie with a protagonist, with a character in there. And if we are not watching movies without a character, then it is better to not watch movies with a character. But when we are usually referring to movies, we are talking about a movie which has a character in it, a protagonist. And this, we are putting ourselves in the shoes of this protagonist and we are going through a journey, a story that is unfolding, which is a vision of the director and the actor and the whole team that is working behind this movie. Now, when you are putting yourself in the character's shoes, you are engrossed in the experience of the character. You feel whatever the character feels. That is, you feel that you are fantasizing as the character. If the character is afraid, then you will feel fear. If you if the character is happy, you will feel happy. Is uh, if the character is violent, then you will feel violent, and so on and so forth. And by the end of the movie, if you actually end up idolizing the character, then that character becomes your idol. This happens in the youth a lot, and I see it especially in my country and in India. We idealize our film actors, we idealize the stories that they are telling in the movies, and we want to somehow become like these actors, even the stories. In fact, um, it uh, it is notable how changes in the youth occur whenever there is a movie that is a hit, or whenever there is a huge blockbuster movie. You can start to see the changes in the youth, start to see the changes in even their physical appearances, start to see the changes in their psyche, uh, and hence a lot of these movies that are made are, are directed. Of course, the youth will be thrilled to watch the movie because they are sitting and fantasizing that they are this character for for a few hours. And usually, if we look at the the blockbuster movies, the movies which sell, or the movies that are popular among the audiences, if you look at them, they usually follow a pattern, and this pattern uh, is what is the youths or the masses like to fantasize about. So if you understand what the youth or the masses like to fantasize about, and if you make a character that is appealing to their fantasies, then the movie will obviously be a blockbuster hit. And the filmmakers in our country and in especially in the place where I'm from the south of India, and especially here, I see that a lot of people here follow a certain pattern about the hero or about the protagonist. And this fantasy that we live for a few hours um, translates into our real lives. When we encounter a situation in our real life, then we try to enact the hero or the protagonist. Now, in this enactment, we tend to also commit serious violent crimes, and I've seen this a lot in, especially where I was growing up and when I was in college and where I was studying. That among the youth, it is very common to become violent and enact the uh, the situation in the movie that is a blockbuster hit. And in this enactment, we create a lot of false identities, and in these identities, we find a lot of conflict. And I see a lot of people who have completely different personalities when they are facing different situations. And what they are doing is because they don't know anything better, they try to enact what they know through their idols. And unfortunately, uh, due to capitalism and due to our desire for earning more money, our filmmakers keep making such movies, and violence and crime seems to be rampant all over. And it's weird how we don't think about these things and we don't even talk about these things. And even if we do, we are silenced somehow. But let's look at the dynamics here, and let's go into the psychology, and let's go into what I call the metaphysical desire. Now, the desire that I'm talking about here is the desire to be like someone. And Rene Girard, in his mimetic theory, talks about this a lot. And I feel like he has accurately pointed out one of the aspects of desires. And the Buddha also himself has also talked about this a lot. And in a lot of our spiritual wisdom cultures, we talk about this desire to be like someone. Now, this desire to be like someone is rooted firstly to first get a glimpse of the feeling of being that person. Now, the movies capture this very accurately. They give you a sense of the feeling of being a person. Of course, you can, surely there are positive things also. There are movies that have portrayed a really good uh, protagonist, and but that is not really appealing to the masses. But anyways, so when we know the feeling, or when we glimpse the feeling of being like that person, that is when something starts to happen in our minds. That is when the root of the seed of metaphysical desire is sown. And when this seed eventually ripens, and when the tree grows, you find yourself embodied in a character, embodied in an identity that is not at all close to your individuality. And especially the concept of love is, and romantic love especially, is very hugely misinterpreted uh, by the youth and by the masses. Uh, and only when you uh, try to understand these desires and remove these desires, you'll have a glimpse of what love actually means, and you'll have a glimpse of what goodness and what generosity and what compassion can actually do to your life and do to your mental health. You will get a glimpse of divinity when you are compassionate, and this divinity or this feeling of compassion is not really portrayed by the movies that we see here, uh, it's not portrayed accurately, and even if it is portrayed, uh, it is not uh, it is not appealing to the youth. So that a lot of things and a lot of concepts about uh, romantic love has been misconstrued by and misinterpreted by the youth. There is love, surely, but it is not how you feel when you watch someone who is in love with someone else on a movie screen. Uh, Love and compassion have a completely different tune to it. They have a feeling that can never be expressed, or that can never be expressed in the terms of metaphysical desire. Only when you get rid of all these metaphysical desire and when you tune into your heart will start receiving information that is not like receiving of information through your mind, but it is an opening into to what already is happening. And when these desires start to fall off, when you stop watching and idealizing things that are uh, taking us towards violence, taking us towards conflict, and creating a lot of personality disorders in us, then we will start to uh, feel attuned to the universe, and we'll actually start to understand then what desires are. What does it feel like um, to be a compassionate person? What does it feel like to be a violent person? And you will understand when you are actually violent, if you whether you like to be violent or not. Then you will understand how the real desires, the feeling of standing up on the mountain and screaming. You will start to not imagine yourself on the mountain and scream. You'll actually start to feel that the screaming is letting go of something that is very dark inside you. Then you will start to look at life from a very close perspective. You'll start to look at life through a magnifying glass. In every moment, you will start to enjoy it, and there is the chase. Is the chase is almost gone. Uh, the waves of the mind are stilled, and there is an inherent peace that comes whenever you call it, and there is a calm that will embody you. Then you will be able to transfer this calm to your family, to your friends, and there is a certain divinity in transferring this calm and peace to your family, transferring this wisdom to your beloved people, and giving advice to them that is relevant for them, that actually comes from compassion and not from a desire to gain something from them. So I would highly suggest that you stop watching movies and to start to see life as it is. Start to remove these lenses of desire and be in yourself, be true to yourself, find your individuality, find those actions that actually make you happy, find those things that are your that you are passionate about, and move forward with those passion. Stick to a passion and move forward, and you will see how this passion grows. You'll see how you will attune to this passion and become something. If you want to be a painter and you really enjoy being a painter, then start painting and start doing it consistently, and you will see how you will grow into a painter eventually. If you want to be a writer, if you want to write stories, start writing, and you will see how you will fall in love with writing itself. You will not look at the fruits that that writing may give you money, that it may give you some kind of a fame, or you won't look for the fruits anymore. In the action, you'll find a deep contemplative peace. So, there is one word that can sum up everything, and that is awareness. Be in awareness, and through every experience, even through watching a movie, you will go close and close to the truth. You will go closer and closer to individuality. You'll start to remove all the identities, and you will speak your truth. You will not do things that are based on emotion, on enactment. You will do things based on your individuality. You will do things that are attuned to the frequency of this universe, and you will speak your truth confidently. Speak your truth from your heart and from your gut. You will speak from the vast ocean of truth instead of trying to act like someone or be like someone. So, thank you for watching this video, and I hope you I hope you quit watching movies and quit even your consumption of social media. So thank you for watching this video.